Here we go.
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
All right, good day, class. My name is Audrey Cumbo, and I'm sitting here with Ms. Jasmine Wilkerson. She is our new Associate Director in Student Housing. I am going to be discussing this week's discussion post with her. We're going to be talking about supervision, and we're also going to be talking about professional development. So, Jasmine, if you want to start off just by, first, I already said your title, but your title and maybe your career path to get here, and then we'll go right into supervision.
Yeah, so I'm Jasmine Wilkerson, she, her pronouns. Associate Director for Student Housing. Before this, I was an Assistant Director, an Area Coordinator, Resident Director, so I have literally climbed a ladder in student housing. Yeah. In my philosophy of supervision. So, I think when it comes to supervision, it's not something that can actually be taught or trained. I think it's something that you have to constantly sharpen. And I like to say this a lot: iron sharpen irons. I say it in work, and even in interviews, I've said lift as we climb, and each one teach one. I think you have to get out of gatekeeping information and start sharing it and giving people opportunities in order for them to grow and develop. And you have to individualize those plans.
And I love the fact that you said that, because so often, and I think I speak for a lot of people that are in higher ed, so often people do try to gatekeep.
Yes.
And they do try to keep people from progressing, because it's like, if I know this knowledge and I tell you this knowledge, then is it going to take me out of a job?
Right.
But I believe the true definition the true definition of leadership is training someone up to replace you.
Yes. And I think it's also not even to replace, but to also you train people up for their next steps. One of my philosophies is up and out. Like, you should never be in a certain position for 20 years. Like, if you're retiring that, like, you're at the top of the chain, yes. But I think it's always important to train people for next steps, help people get professional development outside of the department, bring in outside sources, because it allows people to expand their mind and think outside of a different box. Like, when you're in a job, you think in that box. When you do professional devo, it is the time to bring to light intersectionality and be able to really be like, okay, you can do this as well as this, even though you're a psychologist or a therapist. You can also still do diversity and inclusion work, or work with children, so you can essentially make combinations of professional development so that you're expanding like your own horizons.
And I love that, because well, as a supervisor, what do you feel about professional development? Is it a mandatory thing? Is it a optional thing? How do you feel when it comes to the people that you directly supervise?
Yeah, I think it's mandatory, and I think it's mandatory because sometimes you're coming into a supervision relationship in which the person before you did not develop folks, and so they're expecting you to be similarly. And so for me, I think it's an assumption that you're going to get developed professionally in any role, even if it's a starter role. Like, when I worked at a movie theater, I still was going to conferences that taught me how to budget better, which in turn helps me in student affairs, because that has nothing to do with student affairs. Worked at a movie theater, it was really fun, and a lot of that behind the scenes stuff is actually insane. Like, planning movies, the movies that are coming, how far in advance they have to like advertise. Is like they really have to meet different like goal points, and you don't think about that when it comes to like entertainment industry. You don't think about the behind the scenes. You're just like, oh, they're putting on movies and making popcorn, right? So it's the same with us. They're like, oh, y'all are assigning people to dorms. No, we do way more than that. It's a res hall. It's developmental activities, even within, like, even as students, they aren't even in a job yet, but we're professionally developing them as well.
Right. And that's one thing I will say. I've noticed that since you have taken this role, you've taken that torch, and you've really started developing not just the RHDs, but you're really putting in that work to develop our resident assistants, which is something that they need, which is also trust building for them.
Right.
And it's preparing them for possibly graduate assistant, which is
no matter what they go into.
Right.
Like, some of them we know are going to go into healthcare, sciences, and information technology, and they're still going to have the experience of being an RA. And what did we do with that, though? Like, did we just allow it to just, oh, you're an RA, that's it? No, we're taking them to conferences. We're challenging them with the types of programs that they're coming into, even talking to you about. We have an RA that wants to do a blood drive. Very big, and she's combining her resources and collaborating. She's coming to us being like, what do you think? What are the resources? And that's a passive form of it, because that's a program that has nothing to do with being an RA.
Right.
So even those types of things, I think it's important to just find those pockets of creativity and like innovation, and a lot of them like
Mhm.
run with it because it still applies to their role in
Mhm.
some aspect.
Yeah, I love that. I love seeing the creativity. I love seeing the collaboration because I'm seeing them collaborate more with like Greenlight, which is in
Yeah.
student affairs or student life,
Yeah.
and SGA, and bringing Congress and different things on campus. I really love seeing all this. I love the enthusiasm that you're bringing,
Yes.
and I do want to thank you for your time,
Thanks.
and I thank you for your energy, and I look forward to continue to work with you.
Yes, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
We're a month in.
1 month in, and she's already done so much change. All right, thank you, Jasmine.
Yeah.